Right, so another little basic service we can do on our bike is our brake fluid. A lot of people neglect brake fluid and that doesn't get changed regularly enough. And there are a lot of people out there saying you don't have to change it regularly. Yeah, personally, I like to change it frequently. It doesn't hurt. It's only $14 for brake fluid. But changing your brake fluid can be a little bit daunting, a little bit difficult, but I'm going to show you how easy it actually is. So again, we're going to start off with my trusty impact driver. And I know some of the mechanics are reaching in horror at the moment that I'm about to do this tiny little screw. And put my impact hammer in, and I'm just going to gently give that a tap, and then it's going to do the same again, and just gently give that a tap. Just, all I want to do is just break the tension on these nuts. I'm not belting the crap out of it. But quite often with these, because you've got brake fluid in here and alloy and a metal screw, and these screws are only soft, if you start doing it with a screwdriver, you can actually round the heads of these off. Whereas if you just give it a nice little tap with your impact driver first, it just breaks that seal, and that way you always have nice, clean heads on your screws. I'm just going to back these off. Just keep rolling back until I feel it click. And I'm going to keep backing it off until I feel it click. Okay, so with this, one thing to be very, very, very conscious of is brake fluid is like really, really nasty to paint. So you really don't want to get this anywhere on your paintwork. So one of the ways here, it would be put rags and everything down. I'm going to take these two screws out, and then I'm going to set them aside. And I like to keep a paper towel with me. So as I pull this out, I'll pop that straight onto the paper towel and then bring it around. Okay, having all that, that's all looking pretty tickety-boo. And we'll just set that aside. Now, I'm going to introduce you to a tool that I use. This is a lawnmower service pump. You can get these at Bunnings. They're designed to suck the oil out of the lawnmowers. Great little tool. They're only about $40 or $50. And then I've just got a brake hose rubber thing that I've just jammed into the end here. And this is one of the best tools you'll get for bleeding brakes. So essentially what it's going to do is create a vacuum. So I'm just going to put it between my legs. We'll leave the comments alone with this one. Oh, push that down. And then I'm just going to suck all the brake fluid, thank you, all over my shoes, out of the reservoir. Okay. A lot easier if there's two people, because one person can hold the pump. Right. So once you've got that cleaned out, now it's very important now you do not touch the brake lever. Do not touch the brake lever at all, because there's no brake fluid here, and you will suck a bit of air in, and then again you're in all sorts of stripes. So just with a paper towel, just mop up the existing brake fluid, making sure that's all nice and clean inside, which it is. Okay. And then what we're going to do is top it up with brake fluid. So open our bottle of brake fluid. Now don't worry about peeling the cap off. I like to put one hole here and one hole there. And that just helps the pour. It just helps it come out a little bit nicer. Okay. Fill that with brake fluid. Now again, this is really good if you have two people helping, one person to help you with this, because someone's got to keep an eye on the brake fluid so you don't suck it all the way through. Come down, and we're going to want probably an 8mm spanner. And then we'll find our bleed nipple, which is right on top. The bleed nipple's usually always on the top of the brake caliper. Unless you have a Ducati, they mount the calipers upside down on the rear brake, which puts it at the bottom, which makes it really, really difficult to. Okay, so with our 8mm ring spanner, we're going to pop the spanner on the bleed nipple, and then pop the rubber just over the top. Nope, that's not going to do it. All right. So first off, let's get the rubber over the top. And I'll come in underneath. And I'm just going to crack that valve open now. I want to try and get this spanner in a position where I can turn off this in a hurry if I need to. Okay. And now we're just going to create a little vacuum here. And you can see it's starting to pull through the brake fluid. Okay. See the brake fluid coming through, and I'm just going to watch the top. Keep that bleeding. Okay, I can see that level dropping now. I'm just going to pinch that off. And I'm just going to top that up again. So I'm going to go through about 3 or 4 cycles of this, because what I want to do is pull through, to flush all the brake fluid that's in here out. So I'll keep pulling through with this, and I'll come through when I'm nearly finished. Okay, so just coming out, probably my final drain now, and I'm just watching. Now just give the bike a little shake so I can see that fluid level. Really, really, really important that you don't go overboard and drop the oil out of that fluid out of that sight glass. You see it's getting to the bottom of the sight glass now, so I'm going to shut that down. Just pinch it off, and then go and check the level. Now, it's vitally important, critically important. You do not drain all the fluid out of this bulb. If you drain all the fluid out of this bowl, you'll end up in all sorts of strife. You'll actually suck air into your braking circuit, and you'll probably go through an entire bottle just trying to bleed the air out. Okay? So really, really important. Do not empty that bowl. And that's why it's really good when you're doing it the first time, is have someone watching it for you, someone you can trust. Now, so I'm just giving that a shake. And that should be just about it. I'm going to pinch that off. Wash that up. A bit of oil on the ground over there, that's coming off the top of the exhaust pipe. Okay, nip that up. Doesn't have to be super tight, you just got to nip it up. Yep. And that's how to flush the oil. The brake fluid, rather. And we'll pop the top back on. And that's still got a good firm lever. That's a great little tool, this, cheap as from Bunnings, right? And your impact driver. Everything I'm doing today is gently, gently. We don't want to be heroes with the stuff.